Hey, it's Christopher Parham here at Lipo Connection Solutions, and this is just an update on what's going on with the business. The business has been going pretty well for the past few months. Recently, I'm gonna say in November, work slowed down at my job to where instead of me being put on swing shift, which is an alternating schedule of 36 and 48 hours. They put us on an 8 hour schedule. So instead of like me working Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the next week the schedule was opposite where I'm off Monday, Tuesday, work Wednesday, Thursday, and off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So on that schedule, I could work the business pretty well because I had time during the week to where I could ship out orders. When they put us on 8 hours, this was like 8 hours, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I don't know the logic behind it, but either way, I was just tired every day, between the 40-mile commute every day and working, you know, 60 some odd hours, 48 to 60, well, 48 to 56 hours a week. It was just really, really time consuming, so I struggled. And the thing was, it was a slow time of the year, so we actually had less hours, but it was still less hours, but you still had to show up at work just to kind of get sent home or whatever. So things kind of suffered a little bit. Like I said, I just got off of work about an hour ago. I just got off of work. Um, but like more relation to the business, the HP 70 or the HP 750-watt models, um, the supply from my vendor started dwindling down to where the units that I use to make the compact 24-volt 1500-watt units, those were like gone for like a month or two to where my vendor didn't have any, so I had to resort to stocking other models. That's why you've seen other models pop up on my website. I have like a Dell 570 watt, I have an HP 575 watt, I have an HP 460 watt that's in the compact form factor, and I brought back the bigger Dell 750 watt power supplies. Now the pricing doesn't seem to make sense. You think, well, this power supply, is 1500 watts, and this one is 1000, but they're cost the same, or it was just some weird stuff. There's certain models that are so new, the form factor looks good, but they're so new that they're still in demand, so they haven't quite flooded the market to where I can scoop them up cheaply. So there's certain models that are still in the small form factor that you guys like, but they're just costing me a little bit more money, so I have to adjust my prices accordingly. So, there are certain models where you're getting 1000 watts for, let's say, $75, but well, no, that's a bad comparison. Let's say you're getting 1200 watts for um, 1200 watts for $75, but you're only getting 1000 watts. Um, uh, I just totally messed that up. I'm just like I said again. I'm just getting off. The smaller models that are newer are costing me more, so I'm having to charge more money. But you're getting kind of like less power. But some people still need that compact form factor. So trying to get units in the compact form factor, it costs more money. But you can get a bigger power supply for less, but it's not as compact. You can't put it in a charging case or whatever. So that's what I mean. So it's like you're getting a more powerful power supply for less, but the compact ones that have less power are costing more. And that's just, people are trying to make these charging cases and stuff like that, and that's what I have available. I had to substitute a model that kind of got us closer to the 1500 watts that people were wanting and needing, but I couldn't really deliver that same size for the same price. So I think, like I said, the compromise that I had were the Dell 570-watt power supplies, which I've tested up to in the doubles. I tested up to 1200 watts, so that was the kind of the compromise. But it costs, it costed a little bit more than the 1500-watt model I was selling beforehand. Um, so, like I said, now I'm stocking 4 or 5 different model units now, so that gives people a little bit more flexibility. I recently, my vendor did come into another batch of the HP 1500 watts. I bought 80 of them, just like, hey, give me everything you have. I bought them up, and so they should be on the way. But again, those were my hotcakes. So now it's like supply and demand. The supply is really low, and I'm having to pay a little bit more for them. So the prices have shifted up on those by, like, I think maybe $10. But again, you're not really going to find a good 1500-watt power supply, 24-volt 1500-watt power supply, in the size that I'm selling it, and the form factor where you can put it in your charging cases and everything. So I'm not like trying to gouge you. I'm just paying more, and business, supply and demand. So the prices got affected. My lead time, again, I'm working 5 days, 6 days, sometimes 7 days a week. So I may have a chance to work on orders during the week. I may not. So essentially, I've been collecting orders up through the week, and then I try to push them out either Saturday or Sunday, depending on what days I have off that week. And so everything is pretty much being shipped out Monday morning. So it's either Saturday morning or Monday morning. That's when I'm shipping. So keep that in mind, guys. If you place an order, more likely it's going to ship out the following week, either on the weekend or Monday of the following week. So I have roughly about a week lead time, which is still pretty good. I did some changes to the website, and I'm still tweaking it. Like I said, I have 4 or 5 different models. So instead of me having like 20 or 30 different configurations where people were like, I don't know what I'm buying, I tried to split the power supplies up by model. So I have this Dell model, this HP model, this other HP model, so on and so on. And then all the configuration, all the add-ons you can add and subtract. You can say, yes, do you want this? No, you don't want this. And in real time, it'll add up how much all of those add-ons cost. So it's like real-time customization. So instead of you buying like a cookie cutter model that you're just kind of forced to deal with whatever I offer, you can add and subtract what you want. And that seems to be working out. Again, I'm still tweaking stuff a little bit to try to fine tune it. But again, it was getting to the point where people would want this, and then I would sell a bunch of them. So I put a product listing. Hey, people are buying this. This may be a configuration you want. And I was kind of lazily doing it too. So it was like everything pretty much looked the same, and really didn't know what you were getting and all of that. So I cleaned that up a little bit. I'm looking to fine tune that some more. And like I said, a lot of the things I'm doing is just trying to add value to where my power supply is the last one that you're going to buy. Again, like a going trend now with the ISDT chargers, and so I finally started offering power supplies with XT60 and XT90 connectors. I had already been doing the EC5s for the Power Lab and the iChargers, and then there's the industry standard of 4mm bullets. So I've been really broad in trying to cater to everybody, every charger fanboy, everybody. Some people like Power Lab, some people like this, some people like that. I've been trying to be flexible and cater to everybody, trying to keep connectors in stock. I'm keeping carbon fiber in stock. Like my power supply stash, I have probably about all the units that I have, I'm keeping roughly about maybe 10 to 15 units of every style and ordering weekly from my vendors. So I'm staying on top of that to where, I don't have to wait on material. Like on my day off, I'm not waiting on materials to complete an order. I've been using Amazon Prime that where if I do have to order something, I've just been ordering it same day. It may cost a little bit more, but it helps me get those orders out, when I need them, or you know, where I'm not sitting waiting on supplies and you wait longer for items that are long overdue. So um, I really can't think of much more to tell you guys that but hey, in quote unquote on April 1st, I'm going back to 12 hours, so that should reduce my lead time from a week to about 3 to 4 days. So that should knock a few days off the lead as well. So I got to grind this out for another month. And then, I'm going to start pushing the business a little bit more since I have a little bit more time. Because, like, last year kind of sucked. And it was like my job was wiping me out to where I didn't have time to do the power supply for you guys. And, but now, we're back on. We're gonna go back on 12 hours, and I'll have my time off in the middle of the week. So I start shipping more things out on like Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of the week, or whatever. Just depends on what my days off that week are. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, but we're doing really really good here. I mean, yeah, like going back to the power supplies, like there was the HP 750 watts. Those were getting really really hard to find, and I was paying a little bit more for them. I started substituting those with the 460 watt because there tends to be a trend of either you got a big boy charger and you need the 1500 watts, and then basically the thing with the 1500 watts is that's the maximum that a circuit in your home can hold anyway. So I haven't been wanting to go to a higher wattage power supply or anything because 1500 is pretty much all you need, and it's satisfying pretty much 90% of the chargers on the market. Then there's the current trend of there's 1,000 watt chargers. So that's why I started buying the 24 volt. I mean, that's why I started buying the 12 volt 460 watt. And once you stack those up, it's 920 watts rated, but I pushed those slightly over 1,000 watts. So it's the same form factor as the 1500, exact same shape and everything. So I have 1,000 watt model and a 1500 watt model to satisfy most of the market. The market there. A lot of you guys are trying to I wouldn't say be cheap, but I'm not trying to oversell you on anything. Like those ISDT chargers, they are requiring a lot more voltage to get your maximum power. So whenever you tell me I have XYZ charger, I'm looking at that charger. I'm going on the website, looking at the specs of that charger, and giving you my best suggestion on what power supply will fully power that charger. If you have a budget you want to stay in, or if you tell me what type of batteries you're charging, you may not need that big of a power supply. I'm not trying to upsell you, I'm trying to future proof you, because if you have a good charger, then you need to have the proper power supply that you need for that charger. So, and like I said, there's certain chargers that are requiring 24 volts, or even either ISDT chargers. Some of them are requiring 36 volts to get their maximum power. They can't pull a lot of current. They make up for it in voltage. So in certain cases, you might want to buy one of those 350 watt mean wells to get the most out of the lower end ISDT chargers. But for the bigger ones of 500 and 1,000 watts, you probably just want to go into one of my lower end 24 volt power supplies. That way you future proof yourself. If you get tired of a charge, you have a good power supply that you can use with other chargers on the market, and that way you don't have to buy anything twice. Don't buy low. I mean, the thing is, it's going to cost you more to buy a 12-volt power supply and then realize you need more power later, and then you try to come at me asking me, can I get another power supply to pair with one that you already have? It's going to cost you more in the long run. So don't argue with me. I mean, customers are always right, but I get these questions all the time. I do the research. I'm just not spitting crap out there. I am doing the research and giving you my best recommendation. And again, you look at the price of my power supply versus the stuff that's out there. Even, I mean, I'm not even trying to crap on my competitors. My competitors are great. They sell good power supplies, but I'm really talking about more of the mainstream name brand power supplies that you're going to spend, double the cost for half the power. You know, it just it's like nonsense. So my prices are very, very competitive. You do get the best bang for your buck. I'm not doing highway robbery where I'm hitting you across the head and you're just getting a piece of junk. I'm standing behind my units. I have customers coming back to me, even if something happened a year or two ago. I'm working with customers, not necessarily trying to make it right, but if you're a repeat customer, I'll treat you right. I'm gonna look out for you guys because you guys helped me through a lot of hard times and everything. So I still love giving back to the community. I still love doing this. I'm making an impact where you guys can stay flying, stay racing. You know, so this is definitely a fulfilling job, a fulfilling side hobby. But like I said, just keep things in perspective. Um, I'm only one person. I have a regular job just like you guys. Give me time to complete the orders. It's roughly about a week lead now. Hopefully, when my hours change, we get that reduced down a little bit more. Everything is custom. Nothing is stacked up ready to ship. I don't have like 20 units stacked up ready to throw in a box. The way my website is set up now, you can customize it exactly how you want. I'm looking at those orders and I'm doing it, catering it exactly the way you want it, testing it on my bench, and packing it up and shipping it out to you guys. So it's custom work, just for the people that have custom countertops and this, that, and the other. You have to wait for custom work. I really don't want to go down the cookie cutter route because I've been down that route before, and you buy something and you get it and it's a functional product, but it doesn't plug in together. Like, you have to hack the connector off and solder your own connector, and when you don't even own the soldering iron, so it's costing you more money to get these tubes and everything that you need to make something that you bought work. What I do is I provide a service where you can pretty much either get a common setup that's going to interface directly with your charger. I got the connectors for most of the major chargers. I can give you extra outputs to where you can run extra devices. You're not just limited to just one connection for your one charger. We can put up to 3 sets of connectors, 3 different types of connectors. You can wrap it. You can do a lot of things. A lot of things with the customization in there. That's something that you don't see from a lot of other vendors that do what I do. That just sell that one power supply. You deal with it. If you need more outputs, you deal with it. If you need certain type of connector, you're gonna have to deal with it. I'm just one-stop shop and get it exactly how you want for a lot less. But that's what's going on with the business. That's the update. Sorry, I'm rambling, but this is my MO. This is me talking to you. I'm not gonna dress this up. I'm not gonna cut or edit this. This is just me and who I am, straight shooter. If you're looking to do business with me, go to www.lipoconnectionsolutions.com and go in there, go to my contact us page, drop me an email, ask me your questions. If you need help seeing what's best for your charger or whatever, I'm always here. People are always surprised. So sometimes I'm up in the middle of the night and they'll send me an email, and like 5 minutes later I've already answered their question, and here it is. I'm getting an order in the middle of the night because most of the time I'm pretty prompt at answering my emails unless I'm asleep. I work night shift. I sleep during the day. So the best way to contact me is email. Go to my web page, get my email address, or use the form that I have on there. Drop me a line. Let's work something out. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go and get me some rest. You know, it was a long night. Go get me some rest, and I'll see you guys later. Looking forward to doing business with you. Thanks for watching.